Hello everyone, welcome to week 4 core of our game Space Crusher. For week 4, we're going to be focusing on creating animations for our game to make everything seem and feel more alive and make stuff just even more fun. So we're going to be focusing on creating animations for our enemy, for our shooting, and also creating a particle effect as well. So to start off, we're going to focus on animating our enemies first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick the enemy that we want to animate. So I'll pick my first one. Once I clicked it on my sprite section, I'm going to go ahead and click on my costumes tab. In here, I'm going to create extra costumes and I'm going to be moving my enemy around just so that I'm able to create an animation. So an example of this is going to be, I'm going to right click, duplicate the costume so that it's on the same exact place as my original enemy. And then I'm going to use my select tool and click certain pieces of my enemy and just move it. So I might just rotate this one up. I'm going to rotate this one up as well. Another thing to worry about is if you see I have other pieces. So for example, if I move this, not everything moves together. So if I want to make sure that they're all moving together, I'll just make sure to combine certain parts together in groups. So for example, I would click on the leg that I have here. I will hold on shift and click on the extra pieces for that leg. And then I would group it together. Now that it's grouped, I can go ahead and then move it. And then it moves all together. So now I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. So I'm clicking on the first piece, holding on shift, and clicking on any other pieces I want to group together. I'll click on group, move it back, and now I'm able to move it. Okay, so maybe I'm going to move this around too, the little pieces of the eye. Maybe I want to move the mouth, so maybe I'll select all the pieces of the teeth that I have here, group it together, move it back, and then I'll move this a little bit up. And then I can go ahead and duplicate this again. Grab it, maybe move this down again. And then maybe grab the legs and move them down as well. Okay. So you guys can move as many pieces as you want for your enemy in order to create this animation. It doesn't necessarily matter how much costumes you have. The more costumes you have, the more longer the animation is going to be, and also the more smoother it is too if you're kind of doing it piece by piece, little by little. But now, just in case you guys only have one entire enemy, so it's not broken down into different pieces like my enemy, then all you need to do is just use your select tool, click on your entire enemy or make a selection box over them, and then you can just have them rotate left and right so that they look like they're moving this way. And that's another way that you guys can do it as well if you don't have multiple pieces like I do to move them around. So once you're done creating the amount of costumes you want for your enemy, you're just going to go ahead and click on costume 1 and go back into the code. And from here, we're going to go ahead and code our enemy. Now, before we do this, we also have other enemies as well. So some of you may have more than one. So take time now to go ahead and do the same process for your second enemy. So click on the piece that you want to go ahead and move. Make sure to duplicate the costume. Make sure to rotate those pieces. So for this one, I might just rotate the wings just so that it looks like my enemy fly is moving. So take your time now. Remember, you can make as much costumes as you want, moving different pieces to make your enemies animated. And then right after, we're going to go ahead and code.